This movie can make you to think about what is country, what is race, and who have power to decide your life. I think so. I think that.
And what is justice?
Yeah, kind of.
So, hello, everyone out there. Welcome to another episode of Around the Weird, plus Lucas from Bits of Lit, Lucas MF, something like that. Lucas, my friends. Today, we usually talk about books. Today, we are talking about another movie. And today's movie, as they said, is about death and power and a little bit of slapstick comedy as well, for some reason. We're talking about Death by Hanging, written and directed by Nagisa Oshima in 1968, starring Kei Saito, Young Do Yoon, and Fumio Watanabe. Now, I should point out, Nagisa Oshima is actually a big name in Japan. Was making a lot of movies at this time, a lot of taboo topics, and really pushing the envelope with his directing style. And I feel like you see a lot of that here. So, Lucas, Verity, how are you two doing today?
We are good. As we told you earlier, she went to the Pokemon event. And we are excited to talk about this movie. Sorry for missing last week. It was our birthday.
Yeah, we were supposed to record last week, but we didn't. But just a quick note: Pokemon not a sponsor of this YouTube channel, but maybe in the future. Today we're talking about Death by Hanging, a movie that Lucas recommended. I thought it was pretty bizarre, hard to follow, and I don't think I completely understood it. I think it's one of those movies where you maybe have to see it 2, 3, maybe a dozen times before you completely understand what he's getting at. Like, I understood like the substance of it, like the meat of it, but there's still so much there that it was hard to really grasp.
Yeah, for sure. I think I watched it before you, and I will not repeat what I said to tell you what happens, but you did not. You probably had the shocked Pikachu face, I would say, based on what I said. Um, I also had the same feeling, and I also felt like, should I be laughing at what's happening right now? Why is it so funny? Especially in the first half. The second half is a lot more esoteric and bizarre, and not really that funny, like the first half is. For me, like, this flipped like a switch, the same way that Parasite flips from being a comedy to a horror, very just all of a sudden. I almost wonder if Bong Joon-ho had been somehow inspired by this movie with the way that the way it effortlessly satirizes and it works as a comedy, showing something serious, and then yeah. Anyway, themes are a bit different, although this story is also about a Korean man who lives in Japan. Seems like he is, I believe the term is Zainichi Korean, like a Korean person who was born in Japan but does not have the rights of a citizen, and is a Korean citizen.
I have some
Which
familiarity with this because I played the Yakuza series of video games, and
Yeah.
that's kind of explored as well a little bit in like
Hmm.
2, 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a video game, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like a new idea to me.
Sure. I saw them in Pachinko, the story about like World War II time to the end of the economic boom for a Korean family, a Korean saga, a saga of a family in Japan. Anyway, your thoughts on the movie? How did it make you feel?
At the beginning of the movie, I felt it was very funny, interesting. I can laugh about some the story happened, but to the middle of the movie and when I finished the movie, I felt a little bit sad.
Me too.
Then this movie can reminds me some sad memory, and this movie can made me to think of a lot of things that I won't think of normally. Yeah, but because of this movie, made me to think about some deep topics, like about days, about of the power, about of there are lots of like someone who had in the jail, but because of the law, like in China, if you did some bad things, you would lost your life. Yeah, and it was very ridiculous. It seems that, for example, if for a woman, she was very weak, she has no choice. She had no choice. She killed a man. That was just because this man raped her. But as the law, at that time, maybe 20 years ago, as law, this woman killed a guy. But she also lost his life. They were like, I don't know how to lost her life, but they put her in jail,
Yeah.
and they were just
She has the death penalty.
yeah. So that's make me feel that was so like a dream, so ridiculous.
Which is how the movie feels too. Like a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we typically think of one thing that stood out to me there was like we typically think that the people who are running the justice system kind of know what they're doing, and every single authority figure in this movie seems like a bumbling clown who's drinking on the job or just has grander political ambitions and doesn't really care about what's happening in the present moment. And like it's presented for a laugh, but I think in doing that you kind of draw attention to the horrific nature of all of it, where this guy is on like he's on death row, he's being executed, and like no like nobody can really figure out like why, or they're trying to make sense of who he is and why that means like he deserves death. And this is not an isolated case because this is happening a lot.
Yeah. And not only get him to understand who he is, but accept that because he is who he is, this is what he deserves. Like because they make a big point about his being Korean being a big aspect of this crime. Which I guess a quarter of the way through the movie, they don't really say anything about him being Korean until finally it comes out when they're trying to reenact his family life. But also, they're so focused on the formality of here's how things are done. And they don't even seem to care what the crime is. And in a way, they probably don't care whether or not he's actually guilty, which in this case he is. But going back to what you said about you want people to not be a bumbling idiot if they're in charge of the justice system. Um, it seems like that is the real dream, because it's not something you will find in reality from this movie. I love the beginning, when it starts with some text, I guess from like a newspaper or a news article or something that's like 77% of people in Japan believe that the death penalty shouldn't be abolished. Let's show you how the sausage is made.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the intro, um, like leading up to him getting hanged, is very intense because they describe all the aspects of the hanging, and like this is happening and this is happening, and it's just someone describing it, but the music and the urgency of the narrator's voice makes it sound pretty intense.
And as I remember, the camera's really up close too. Like I remember when they're offering him his last cigarette, uh, the Korean guy R, and is it the priest? I think. Or no, it's not the priest. It's one of the police officer. I forget what his role is exactly. Offering the cigarette, and then he doesn't take it, so he just puts it back. So there is something like very creepily intimate about it too. And you just feel suffocated. Like I felt suffocated watching these guys like sort of circle around him and be around him, because the camera to me seemed up close, a lot of the time. Except when they show the exact room that he's going to hang in, and then it's a little bit further back to show the whole room.
Yeah, but surprise, surprise, this guy survives his hanging.
I was deeply concerned that they were saying like normally it takes 12 minutes. What do you mean someone is just hanging for 12 minutes until they die? That seems like a really long time, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know there is another movie? Uh, I forgot the name. It's about there is a guy. His job is to do this, and he proud of this job because he could make this guy died like in 10 minutes or in 10 seconds or like 6 seconds, like because how to make one die, the reason is there is a bone here, there's a bone here, not like he can't breathe, just there is a bone here, then use the 怎么说绳子
The rope,
the rope.
the noose.
So the rope not make you can't breathe, then you die. The rope is like when the guy and the rope would hurt the bone here, so they lost their life. So it was if the rope it would work, so it would be quickly to lost your life.
Yeah. I do love the absolute panic that they're in when he's not suffocating to death. What do we do? What's the next thing? Well, should we do it again? No, that's not what we can do according to the law. And the priest is like, no, we can't do it again because his soul has already been sent.
Yeah,
Which is interesting to me. I was most interested out of all those people. I was most interested in the priest because he does a lot of very strange things. First of all, the fact that his disapproval meant so much to the law, the people who are responsible for showing the law, or not showing, representing the law, like it's it's weird to me that concerns over his soul would stop them.
yeah.
That's something I don't understand about the movie, or I guess the cultural context. I don't know.
Well, I thought it was interesting to just have the priest be kind of central. in
Yeah.
determining whether or not it's okay to kill somebody.
Mm,
Like ignoring the fact that you're killing somebody. Like the priest's job is to honor God or whatever deity this
mhm.
priest kind of worships. But if life is sacred, as so many priests will tell you, then like being so open and frank about like using your power to say, okay, it's okay to kill here or okay to kill there. Like I do think that Oshima is kind of heavily criticizing the clergy here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, or I guess, well, because they don't just he is like a Christian priest, but they also do the Buddhist sacraments or whatever you would call them. Like they let the person who's going to die choose which God they want to pray to at last. So I think he just represents all religion in Japan, or like the majority of people's beliefs, because they're either some kind of Buddhist or something that like Shinto, I think bounces off of Buddhism in a way, and or Christian in some capacity. The other really interesting character is the education minister, because he's sort of the one thrusting everything forward and freaking out the most to make R remember who he is. What did you think of the education minister? The gray hair. He had glasses. He's always saying, "Oh, remember who you are. Watch this." How did you feel about this guy?
That was very funny.
Sure.
Oh,
Well, oh, how did you feel about it?
I think he did some pretty weird things near the end of the movie, which we'll get into. But I think he's so desperate to provide a justification for this hanging
Yeah,
that he's trying to offload his guilt maybe onto R, like, or his fears onto someone else. Like he just wants to be done with this day. Like
yeah, that's for sure. I really appreciate that. I forget the titles of everybody. I just remember the education guy and the priest and the lawyer as well. But we can talk about him later. But I just remember him being the one to say, "Let's reenact his crimes," and telling everyone to, "You go here, you go here, you do this," and then like showing them, "No, you're doing it wrong." And then I remember one of the police officer guys. He tells him, You do the reenactment, and in my place." And the guy's like, "I didn't read the the police report, so I don't know how he did the crime."
okay. But
Which,
I like before we like not before, but like as this is all happening, as they're reenacting it, which is already pretty strange. Like they're doing all of this because R doesn't claim to be R anymore, or
that's
his
right.
memory isn't all that there.
Yeah,
Possibly because he was hung and had a near death experience. So they're all like, well, we can't kill R because the priest says his soul might have departed, or the like he doesn't remember who he is, or we have to first prove that he is R to him.
yeah, and I think one of them also says it might be the lawyer himself that says like, by law you can't do it again. And also, no, he says like, if you do it while he doesn't recognize who he is, then you kill a person, and then you have to go through this process and go through the death penalty, something like that. So they're freaking. That's what's driving them all crazy, because they can't do it again according to the thing for whatever reason, but they still want to. But then they can't do it again because he doesn't know who he is. So they reenact his crimes. Nobody has read the report except the education minister. who's going crazy. And R is silent. What did you make of R not talking when they are acting things out? Why do you think he didn't talk?
He was thinking of,
Thinking of what?
because he lost his memory.
Sure, sure.
So he was thinking of, it was like you're a new person to this country or to this place. That's, I would say, the country is fake and the policeman is fake, the power is fake. How could you let a new person in this room to know what is country and what is policeman, what is law, and what is crime? That's very hard because that's all human recreated. There's no this kind of stuff things in natural world or in animal world. That's what's very funny to if you are a new person, if you are a monkey, how to make the new people to know this define?
Yeah, definition. I would like to explain copyright to a baboon person.
That's amazing. I do think Verity has a good point. Kind of, he doesn't understand anything and he has to have all this explained to him. But what's interesting is as they reenact his life and they try to get him to remember his childhood and all of that, like,
Yeah,
we don't
This
know
is
how
when
much
you
of
learn
this
he's
is
Korean.
actually are. Like, how much, like, is this, these are like, this was written maybe in a court report, but how much of that is true? Because these people are incompetent. We can't trust any research that they might have done on his life. And maybe they're leaning heavily into stereotypes of Korean men.
Oh, they absolutely are because one of the ministers there is acting like ours dad, and then the education minister is like, "No, do it again. You're not Korean enough." And then he just stands up and does this.
What does that mean?
It means his penis is out and it's hard.
The South
Yeah.
Korea people is all just like this.
Yeah, that's interesting because that just made me think of like how some people think, like in America, oh, certain types of like non-white people are sex fiends trying to take our women. And so it's like literally the same kind of demonization. Also, like the Korean dad is not drunk enough as well. Like these just horrible racist stereotypes are the desperation in their actions is just so so 幽默，非常幽默, extremely funny. I really love that R doesn't talk. I mean, I know it's in story because he doesn't know who he is for a long time. But I think it's also like this is, as you said, like maybe their reenactments are just their understanding, their racist understanding of the court reports. They don't really know who the real R is or what really led him to do this crime. But I think his silence is the only time you actually see his humanity. In a way, it's like this subtle refusal to be defined by his outsiderness, his being Korean rather than Japanese, and so on and so forth.
But it's also interesting because they're being very racist to this man to his face. Like they're not even hiding it. That like, and this is the criminal justice system. Like that doesn't feel like that should be happening.
And then it gets even worse and weirder because they decide, okay, reenacting they also make sense. They just changed the whole room to be like his house according to the court report. It's like, But then they decide, okay, we've got to actually reenact it. Let's take you out to go show you exactly what you did and tell you what you were thinking, and so on and so forth. The education minister actually kills a woman.
I that was like they it was kind of funny that they were like going down the beach and going through the city and trying to catch up with R, and then they get to this rooftop, and like they like R sees this woman, and he starts like choking her, but the education
Yeah.
minister like intervenes, and it's just like he strangles her.
Well, he doesn't just choke her. They like egg him on, like, this is what you did, and this is what you thought, and this is what you want to do. And then so he tries to enact that, and then he's like not doing it right. So then the education minister's like, no, let me show you. Uh,
And he killed this girl.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where the movie kind of breaks down and becomes very esoteric, as you said, because yes, he does kill her, but other people start can't really see the body.
Yeah, that's weird. They can't see it, but he can see it, and he's freaking out, and he's like, please help me hide it, please. Guys, I'm in big trouble, but I don't have to, right? Like, you guys will defend me, right? You won't tell anyone. Nobody has seen the dead body. They bring the dead body back to the courthouse, the death house, or whatever, which maybe is. I don't know if it's just like that's actually what the death how the I don't know what to call it, the death houses look like, but they do make a point that they look like Western or maybe like American housing. I don't know if that was also like a subtle dig about, you know, how the US has written the Constitution and therefore heavily influenced the laws of Japan. Um, I don't know. That would, if it was, it was a very, very small thing. But they say something about the house looks like an American house or a Western house or something right at the beginning. And I felt maybe that was something. But they bring the dead body of the woman, and only the people who touch the body can see the body. And then more and more people start freaking out about it.
And then the body comes back to life.
As ours older sister, and she looks like a geisha or something, but she's Korean. But
It doesn't look like the same woman who died. Am I right about that?
I don't know if it's just because her eyebrows were shaved off and she's like a traditional Japanese beauty kind of look, like a geisha or something. But she's also Korean, and I forget exactly what's said, but I really love when they're still trying to continue with the process. And I don't remember. Do they ask what to do with the dead body, or like what to do about the education minister, and the lawyer who's presiding over everything is like, I cannot make a decision for somebody who I cannot see. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But it is weird because in the court file, he doesn't have sisters. He has little brothers, right? And
Yeah.
he doesn't have an older sister for sure. I didn't know what to make of this, really. It just gets weird. And her dead body was wrapped in a Japanese flag too. Or maybe that's later when they're holding each other, which gets weird. I'm forgetting what happens at this point.
Um, so the sister then begins talking about the Japanese imperialism of Korea,
Yeah.
and then they execute the sister. They try to execute the sister, but she comes back. And if
Yeah.
I had a nickel for every time you recommended a movie where a woman died but then came back to life, I'd only have 2 nickels, which is, not much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Well, it's happened twice this year, I think. Anyway, I remember they're also like mourning the good old days, basically, of the Japanese Empire, like things that happened in the past, and they're drinking because things aren't working out and they don't know what to do. And the priest is just like making love to their necks and trying to kiss them.
Yeah, that was like these people are the criminal justice system.
Yeah,
They're not very good and they're not acting very professional.
no, this is a workplace, sir. This is a Wendy's.
They're gonna get an HR visit for sexual harassment.
For sure. I think at this point, before she gets killed, R is starting to remember who he is, and she's trying to say, like, screw all you guys and your Japanese imperialism that you miss. You ruined Korea. You destroyed Korea and other countries. R, remember who you are. You're a Korean man, and R doesn't give her the response that she wants. So she's like, you know what? No, you're not a Korean. And then she's killed and then comes back again, and R remembers who he is.
Yeah,
And
there's some discussion of like reality versus imagination here too.
yeah, that's right.
But I also want to point out there is another movie that this reminds me of, especially early in the movie, and that is Doctor Strangelove. Particularly with the like mad behavior of the characters in the movie. I felt like that was pretty similar, if not completely one to one. There are a lot of I think they're the guy who made Doctor Strangelove and the Oshima here are kind of trying to do the same thing, communicate the absurdity of a certain situation.
Yeah, Kubrick and Oshima are in conversation with each other for
Wouldn't
sure.
surprise me.
Yeah. The next thing I remember in the movie, they're maybe this is when they start when the priest is making love to everyone, and they've talked about dreams and reality and the law and whatever, and then R and his older sister are laying under a Japanese flag naked, and they're just talking about all this stuff that I just mentioned. And then R finally accepts that he is R, but he's not the R that they say he is.
Yeah, I think he says he is R, but he doesn't believe he should be executed.
Yeah. And
Also, they're
that
on a raft at one point, which feels very dreamy. I don't really get that.
I I don't know. I guess it was just making the point that Verity made earlier. Her memory and experience about the death penalty that she has and how that made her feel like a dream, and all this is dreamlike. Yeah, he says he doesn't want to be he shouldn't be executed, and goes on about the backstory and what really happened, as I recall. And in a way, like, I'm not defined by these things. And then it gets really interesting because they don't really know what to do, but they defer to the lawyer who seemingly lets R out, and offers an opportunity to go. But then once R opens the door,
There's a light.
mm,
There's a light too bright.
mm,
Then he come back.
yeah,
Oh, but there is a things that have happened. I couldn't understand. It seems the R is not a bad person, and
yeah,
why he the movie said he raped a girl,
to
two girl, and
kill them.
killed them.
Yeah,
And when R reminds he was R, he said he ride a bicycle
yeah,
like he saw a girl. He wants to push them all down like this. I couldn't understand why. It seems he couldn't realize what is real life, what is his dream.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said this, or it seems like he couldn't got the the things in his real life, so he started to imagine some things. So finally, he couldn't understand what is a real life, what is his imagining. So I would think he is a good person. He won't kill girls. That was just he couldn't understand or realized what is a real life, so he pushed them.
He lost control.
Maybe he was like he was think in his dream this was a real world, and does it means he couldn't accept the real world. He just lived in his dream. This dream's world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing it up. I forgot that he explained his dream.
So yeah, if as lore, he did kill the person, but he killed the girls in his dream, but the dream is real.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
What do you think of it?
The movie as a whole?
Well, we didn't finish. I guess he explains what when he opens the door, the bright light pushes him back. Basically, he closes the door, and the lawyer. I don't know how you felt about the lawyer, but he scared me the most in the whole movie.
Very ice cold.
He's ice cold, and he has the same expression, and he never reacts to anything. He never moves. He never freaks out about anything.
Okay. Yeah. I thought he was a mannequin at first. Like there's a part where he's just sitting and he's looking forward, and I was like, why did they put a mannequin in there? And he starts talking later. I'm like, oh, I guess he wasn't a mannequin.
Yeah. The only time he moves is when he talks. And it's only his jaw moving. Otherwise, I guess, and like he turns to R once or twice. But otherwise, he literally just like the lawyer the whole time. The one that told him now you understand the state exists. The state, because they were arguing about like what is the state? Why does it have the right to kill me? Isn't killing me also murder? So you should be punished. I think I shouldn't be punished. Things like this. I don't think. Is the state real? Can I see it? Right? Can you prove that it exists? So on. And that's like the light proves that he exists, proves that it exists or whatever. And as I recall, they also, the lawyer who's finally talking, this is the most he's talked in the whole movie, who's saying like, now you understand, don't you? Like, this is why we have to let you go, not, we have to kill you because we can't allow people like you to live. We can't allow your ideas to survive or something like that. I forget the exact quote, but it was like, he is terrifying to me. I haven't been this scared of a character or a part of a movie in a very long time.
Yeah, I do think part of the reason why the state needs to execute him is because R was highlighting how the law, or like the reality is not as gray as the law is. Like the law is black and white. This is a crime. This is not.
Yeah.
But with R, there's so many variables at play. There's so much uncertainty, and they have to kill him because if he's allowed to live, that's going to undermine the entire system of law that we have, which that law should probably be undermined in favor of something that's more justice oriented rather than just simply punishment oriented. But this is where we're at.
Yeah. And then I think there's another little written part at the very end, right?
Yeah, it says something like it points to the audience, so like
Oh
it's
yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
breaking the fourth wall, but it's like, and you.
Bum bum bum. What did you make of that?
I think the movie sometimes beats you over the head with its points, but at the other on the other hand, like it sometimes doesn't. Like Oshima is kind of guiding you, but then like he throws like a huge bunch of heavy philosophy on you and expects you to kind of make sense of it, which isn't
Yeah.
bad. It's just this movie is hard to understand at times.
Yeah, I felt I think for me the whole movie made me I don't know, I already felt like it's very hard, if not impossible, to find a justice system in any part of the world that is like just. I guess just because of the nature of the power of the state is already the power apparatus is so strong and hits like a hammer and is cruel and unjust and so on and so forth. So I already went in feeling that way. But then my feeling when watching this movie was like, especially when it got to the part, and you, like, I'm not really down with the death penalty. I'm not part of that 77% for my own reasons. But even at the end, I do definitely think people who murder or sexually assault or rape someone, like there should be, if make sure let's have a just trial, a fair trial to make sure, are they the right person? Did this really happen? I don't know. What was the motivation? How severe is the crime? So on and so forth. What's the right punishment? Cool. But even with that last little bit, like, and you, I guess you're right that it's a bit on the nose about like you're also to blame, not just you're in support of this indirectly or directly. Even though I am not, because I'm not in Japan and this kind of thing, but it still made me question like, what do I believe about justice? What do I think is just? Can justice really be meted out by government? Is that
Well,
possible?
something recent that I was reading in the news was Texas executed somebody accused of murder, and the news was pointing out that they were trying to stop this execution, like the advocates for the prisoner, but more so than that, the prisoner's cousin was like, I actually did the killing, I'm responsible here. But still, the state of Texas chose to execute this man. Now, that only kind of amplifies the issue at hand that you see in this movie. Are those people in power, like, are they are they good enough? Are they competent enough to mete out these kind of punishments, to have that kind of responsibility?
Mm,
I think the answer is no, and maybe because so many people, especially in Texas, although there is a lot of like non-support for the death penalty,
right.
support for abolishing it,
Well,
but I think
still,
because so many people do support it, there needs to be somebody needs to hit you over the head with this kind of point because it's a serious issue.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really have much else to say. I thought it was a really brilliant execution of a satire, and the esoteric part was confusing. But I kind of like that it was saying the justice system puts you in a weird, impossible dream state, but also something something went on in R's mind to make him in a dream state. I guess he went a little crazy, lost his mind to lust. Doesn't seem like a very strong defense, but he accepts that he did do the crime. I know when I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, he's Korean, so they're just blaming him, even though he didn't really do it. Uh, but I'm pretty sure that by the end of the movie, I was pretty certain that, yeah, actually, he did do it. But this is still not how justice should be served, I think. Like, to me, the movie is much stronger in its arguments and what it's trying to say because he did do it. If he was actually innocent and this was all fabricated by the state just to blame him because he's Korean, like, that could be a strong point, I guess, but I think it's even stronger because he actually is guilty.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Um, but still, like this man deserves to be executed. But look at the reason why all of that is happening. Like,
Sure.
look at the background and you know how society treats people who were like are to begin with, and like look at the causal factors that led to this point. I think
Sure.
is what Oshima is trying to get at there.
Sure. Your final thoughts?
I was heard you talk about this R. He
Mm.
did do this,
Mm.
so they need to punish him. But do you think he could be like this?
Hanged?
Ah,
Do I think he should be hanged?
ah.
I think there are better ways to kill someone. I don't think hanging is a good way to kill people.
Oh, I mean, he did killed two girls.
Yeah,
She, he need to be punishment.
yeah.
But do you feel killed him is a best punishment?
You know what? This before I answer that question, this reminds me that the part that moved me the most, besides the and you, was actually when the noose goes down and you see through the hole that nobody's there. That really messed with my brain. I guess because, it's just trying to say like it could be, I don't know, anybody, fill in the blank. Um, it's indiscriminate. Even though nobody's there, it could be anyone, I suppose. I guess particularly Koreans. Um, I think he should be punished for sure. I don't think if they're going to kill him or execute him, I don't think they should hang him. But I don't think there's any particularly good way to execute somebody. There's
I
lot,
mean,
yeah,
I mean, he did kill the two girls.
yeah.
Do you think we should be killed him to punish him? Like, or we let him just in the prison, in the jail, to punish him to take away his freedom in his old life, or just killed him to take his life?
Well, I think it depends what you think prison is for. If you think prison is to help, like this person did something wrong, so they need to be taken away from society. But if you believe that prison should be there for punishment, then what better way to punish someone than make them just sit in a terrible place for the rest of their natural life? If you think it's for rehabilitation and you want them to get better so they can be a good person in society, then you also don't kill them. So in this way, I guess there's other reasons for other ideas behind what's prison for, but I feel like if you really want to punish someone, you don't kill them. You make them sit and wait, but that's not cost effective. So I would think I feel like the movie is saying this kind of punishment is wrong. And I think I agree. but I don't agree that you should just punish and like I don't know how to feel, but I don't think you should kill. And I think the movie is saying you shouldn't execute too. That's what I think.
But
You
the movie
feel
does seemingly forget about those women who are
Yeah.
the greatest victims. Like they're used like they're just there. Like, and that's a problem in a lot of societies that women aren't given the justice for the crimes that are done against them. So that is another
Yeah.
aspect, and I think Verity, is asking a good question. It's like, those women need justice. The families of those women need justice. How do you do that? And I know a lot of people would say, execute them, execute the guy who did it. Maybe that would be justice, but is that actual truly justice? Because it's not addressing the problems that led to those women getting killed in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's the best way to deliver justice for those women, is to fix society.
Yeah, that's a good point. I suppose that is deliberate that the women, like his sister, who was the woman he killed as well, apparently, or the education minister killed, just disappears outright. I guess just like R disappears when he gets hanged, but like she's not there when he starts going out again, which is yeah. They are long past caring about the women, if they ever did in the first place, which they didn't. Maybe executing R is the right thing to do for the family's justice. But then those families who have already been suffering, like because he's Korean in particular, they're going to feel even more aggrieved. Whereas their justice for the death of their son, when their circumstances led to this terrible thing that he did twice, no justice. Nothing is good. Everything's terrible. The movie. Any other thoughts, or should we? Yeah, do
No,
you have
I don't
any?
have anything else to say about this.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
no. And because my English is not that good, and I do have some Chinese minds in my thoughts in my mind, but I can't express to in English.
That's okay. You can tell us another time.
Okay.
Then I guess the question of the day, if it's possible, is which character do you relate to most? Which one do you feel you are like?
I don't know who you choose first.
Okay, I will go first. Um, this is, I think, the first movie where I genuinely feel like none of them.
Well, I think the answer to that is, or I think the reason for that is because it's allegorical.
Yeah,
None of these characters are really characters. They're more stand-ins for like
yeah.
society at large. So it's hard to latch on to anyone.
I'm the noose.
I'm
Nobody's sure if I should really be used.
I'm the bumbling city, the hustling city around R.
Sebastian choose
He's the city.
the city.
I'm the noose. The rope.
You choose the rule.
Because nobody's sure if I should be used or not.
Choose Sebastian choose.
Why did you choose the city?
The city,
The city?
because it's existing without really focusing on the small drama that's going on.
For me, I will feel R and the older sister is real person, except for two person. These are like policeman, the lawyer, and the 怎么说
Priest.
priest. They are like a toil person. They are not a real person.
Yeah.
It was like they act as this is my job. I'm not a real person. For real person, everybody would make mistake, like
Priest.
the priest and the policeman. They could made mistake. They could made a mistake in their real life. Actually, in this movie, the priest made a mistake in his life. as a real person, and the person man could kill the girl when he want to remind ours memory. That means in the drama there was like just actor, not a real person in real life. In their life, they were just this is their job. They don't care you are a real person, or they don't care R is a real person. That one means this is my job. You need to be die. So don't talk to me. You are a real person. I don't want to know what happened to you. I will just remind you. You need to be die now. It will be like we need to do these things as law. We need to finish my job quickly as soon as possible.
So I can get home, please.
Yeah. So that's not a real person. It seems like country is a tour, law is tour, and this kind of person, they are all tour. That was like everybody like a machine, not a real person. So I would think R and the old sister, they are real person. Then real person, everybody would make mistake.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, everybody is R without the like horrible crimes because they actually make mistakes. And
Yeah.
I think, as Verity said earlier, I did also feel that R was a good person. And then he just did something horrible, which was bubbling up inside of him. And he became a bad person and then chose to take those actions. I just realized I am actually the narrator. I am very judgmental and I'm judging you and you and you and you and you and you.
And the director at
He's the
the
narrator.
end of the movie said, "And you?" That means everybody would make mistake. For me, I remember I had a dream that I killed a man in my dream. I don't remember. I just killed a man in my dream, and I was so scared. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be in the jail. And oh, what happened?
She's R.
I killed a real person in my dream, but the dream was so real. Do you know? Then, oh my god, like sadly, I was wake up. Oh, it's a dream.
Please don't have that dream again. I would like to live.
Then suddenly I was wake up. Oh, I didn't kill a person. Oh, that's fine. Okay, calm down.
Okay. What is our next movie?
Yeah, so moving beyond the fact that she's dreaming of murder, speaking of murder, for May we're going to move into a movie that's a bit more tangible, I would say. I don't know how many British gangster movies that Verity has seen, but we are going to watch the Bob Hoskins movie, The Long Good Friday, from 1970, I believe it is.
Ooh, very nice. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward.
Nice.
Yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, we reached the end of the video. So leave a comment if you have a thought on what we said, or if you just want to tell us about what you thought of Death by Hanging. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that more people can find out about this movie, or the people who made it, or just this channel at large, or Lucas's channel as well. And until then, we wish you the best of luck in your weird and criminal justice related travels. Farewell.
Farewell.